we're live. G'day everyone, we're live. Welcome. Sorry I am late. It has been one of those busy days. So I just want to quickly go over what I've got in front of me. Sorry, just getting my mobile phone ready. Hi again, Lynette. All right. Just getting myself organized. It's all happening. Oops, the days, wrong one. Michelle. Alrighty. Howdy, strangers. Yes. So today we are going to do some ruler work. We are going to work with what they call a starter set. Okay. So the template starter set is this one. Just FYI. Oops, a daisy. Hi, Maria. All right, so there it is there. Turn sideways, you can see the whole thing. Comes with, I think it's 6 or 7. Okay, six templates. Also some strips for to stop them from moving around. Plus, it comes with a little couple of tacks that you can use to maneuver your templates around. So the pack is $72.50. They have gone up. They are now owned by a company called So Steady in America, but they are still all designed by Westalee. So, hi Terry, how you going? That's them. I'm using a high shank set because my machine is high shank. The way to find out whether your machine is high shank is when you've got the foot on. So if I just tighten that up a little. Just tighten up a little. Come on. Oh, my needle is in the wrong position. Just put it down. I'm going to move my needle over to the center. Lift that back up. And just tighten it up again. When I put my foot down manually, if I have my finger there, like that, on the side, and this screw is well above or above that finger, then you know that it is a high shank. If this screw is like that, could be medium, or if it's like this, or it's above, or like, you know, it's right down low, then that's a low shank machine, okay? Hi, Faye. So excited, says Claire. Sorry, I'm running late, lovey. So I've also got, well, I've stocked the Bowen pencils. So-Line's another pencil, works the same. And I also have the refills for them. Now, just pop some of this over here. The other item I'm using is this one here. Pretty sure I do have stock of it. It's called a crosshair ruler, okay, because it has the lines for the crosshairs that you can put your pencil in and draw through those to mark your fabric. Also has a center hole, and it has other white lines drawn onto the plastic, template plastic, that you can use for lining up your blocks. Now, I'm going to, first of all, just going to move. I just read Claire's message again and had a bit of a giggle. All right, so I'm just going to move some of this stuff over. I've got my screwdriver there for a reason. Just going to move the camera over a bit so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. I've got the camera at a different angle now. That's one I've done previously. You can see it there. I might just push that in. It gives you a better view on it. That's one from last time we did one. And this one here, obviously we did this not with a stencil, this was done with, there it is, that's the right side. That was done with, it was done with stencil, sorry, not with rulers. But in saying that, we're going to use this bit of fabric because it works for me. Now, I'm just going to take the one out from underneath, actually. Alrighty. So, just flattening out. Again, you're going to have a sandwich. Now, whether you decide when you're practicing, just use the cheapest stuff you can find. All right, just so that you can, you know, calico or whatever, just so that you can actually get used to the movement of doing the ruler thing. Now, we need to create a square. So, we can imagine our block on our quilt being a certain size. So I'm just using the side of this for the moment. And I am going to go over here, move my ruler over a little. And draw a square. This is my imaginary block that I would have in my quilt. And you do this yourself if you're practicing, create a square, do them different sizes. This is, if I put this on here, it is almost, oh no, it is, yeah, no, it's almost a 7-inch square, I think, or 6-inch square. But anyway, it's fine. Just want to put a line through this one so I don't get confused. And that one can go there, there, not there. So I need to find the center of this square. So the best way I'm going to find the center is to do some folding. So I'm going to grab that point there and fold it up to that one and get the closest I can get. And I'm literally just going to press like that and hope for the best. There. Okay. Yep. And then I'm going to do it the other way. So, hang on, my dog's at the door. So I'm going to fold over that way, making sure I've got the right corner, which is right here. There and there. You can use pins if you want to. This would be easier if you had it on a quilt because you've got the edge of the block. It's easier to see. So there's my cross. Okay, I'm just gonna let my dog in. Okie dokie. So I'm going to place this little hole here in the center, right on the center of that crosshair. And I'm lining up what I can. You can see it's a little bit out, so I'm going to go down a little, and that's going to be my center. Okay, I just need to a little bit longer. There we go. I'm going to zoom in for you if I can. Oops, oops, wrong way again. I do that every time. And I'm going to just shove it this way. And down. So you can see. Beauty. Now, using my pencil, I've left that circle there. It's in the middle. I know that if I don't move this template, I am going to be able to draw my crosshairs, which will help me when I'm doing my design. What this also tells me is that my square might not be square. You'll soon find out if it isn't, because your crosshairs will be even, but your square won't be. So I can see that that needs to come down a little across there. as a square. Okay. Just for you to be able to see a square. So I'm going to make it as thick as I can so you can see. Hi, Stella. And I just come across here. Let's go down a little bit on that side. Okay, that's a bit better. And down there. I'm way off. That's a little bit better. I was way off. All right, so my center is here. So I've got to not look at those. And I can see this one here. It's one crosshair, another. And I trust them more than I trust my measurement because I know that the ruler doesn't change. It's a bit like I trust the rulers over the mat because I know the mats do change and change in shape as we rule and use them. Hi, Pat. How you going? So I've got my crosshairs drawn on there by using these. Now you can get these rulers, and I'll just double check what I've got. So I don't have any in stock. I would have to order them in from the States, so it would take quite a few weeks, but they're around about the $50, $55 mark or something like that. Apologise for the glare. You're going to have a bit of glare from these rulers. The next thing is deciding what I'm going to do. So I need to look at what's in my kit and what pattern I want to do on this. And the last one that I showed you was, I think it was this one or this one. Just have a quick squeeze at it. It was, oh no, it wasn't even one of those. It was a different one. So I can use any of these. I'm definitely not going to use that one or that one, and I'm not going to use this one. I could use either of these three. The reason why I'm not using these is because these are sort of a different type of quilting. So it would be borders and stuff. That would be, you know, maybe a corner coming out. You want to fan it out. Not a very good picture. Oh, it should be. Hang on. Is that better? Let's see if I can get her in a little bit closer. And down. It's on autofocus, so it should be good. Is that a bit better? Yes? Okay, cool. All right, so the way you can tell which one you're going to use is by just literally, if you get a piece of paper and you start drawing it. So you can start by doing it on here if you want to and draw out the circles. And I know that that's going to be a lot of circles all in a, you know, in like a wreath type thing. But with this one, you sort of look at it and go, well, what real shape is that going to be? So is it going to be, you know, this sort of one where I'm going to turn it and then do it again, which, you know, that would look really nice. So it's going to keep going around in a shape like a wreath. This one will do the same, but it's a bit thinner. So the thinner the picture, just draw that around. So you can see the point of it's pointier than this one. This one's fatter at the base. So if I draw that a little bit heavier, you might be able to see it. Okay. You can see those. So they're a different shape. So I think I've decided to go with a smaller one. It does have this pinhole here, which is what you saw these were for. And you look at it and go, oh my God, what am I going to do there? Like, you don't sit it in that way because these are designed. And remembering, make sure you put your tape, your stopping it from, you know, moving fully underneath. I just put even pieces. That's probably too much. You only need a little bit less than that. So the idea is you put that through the fabric and it goes from underneath. And they're very sharp, by the way. Hi, Suzanne. And you work it in from underneath and you find that center hole, just like that. Okay, and that hole will relax eventually. Steam, you know, water or whatever, it'll relax. You get your template and that little hole there, you place it on, just like that. And then we go to the machine and we're going to use this template and you're going to use these lines. So if you have a look at these lines here, I'm going to be following that center one. See that center one there goes all the way through? That's the one I'm going to follow. Okay, sorry, I should have had that under the camera a bit more. There it is there. It goes all the way through the center. That's my main one I'm going to. So I'm just going to pop that back there. I'm going to move the camera over to the machine. Now, when we do this, and just be reminded, every time you do this, you're going to have to go through the same process each and every time. So, there we go. Oi, hello. There we are. So your little pointy bits there, and you're going to be putting that on there. Okay. And the one thing you want to do is have the foot down, and you want that to be movable, like not movable. You want it to be gliding. I don't want that pushed so hard down that when I quilt, it pushes down into the fabric and creates that sort of thing. So it needs to be sitting on top of your fabric, a little bit like a duck on water. So just sitting there. So if I loosen it up a little, sorry, my hands in the way, loosen it up, right, up, down. Once I've got it loosened, then I tighten it. Sorry, once I've got the foot down, I tighten it. And that tells me that is exactly where my foot needs to be. Okay, see how none of that fabric is gathering or pushing? It's just moving nicely. Am I? Don't know why. Shouldn't be. The internet looks okay so far. So you lift your foot up and you go and put it down in the center of all that. I've got some thread there. I want to make sure it's not through the hole of the foot. This video is nowhere near as good as they have been the last few days. That's strange. Wonder why that is, because the internet, I haven't changed anything. Just have a quick look at it. Yep, it's the right internet and everything. Because, yeah, power mode, yeah, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's weird. Don't know why. Okay. Not much I can do about it, I'm afraid. You can all see what I'm doing though, and hear me. Is it the movement every time I move? Yeah, it's glitched on my phone as well. Yeah, okay, it's not when I move, yeah. Your internet's been, I think it's the cloudies. It's very cloudy here today. All right. Yes, we can see and hear. Okay, great. Thanks, Rebecca. All right. So once you've got your foot down in that position and it's inside that little gap there where we're going to stitch, you then need to, I've got the coloured thread on so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to push it into there, which is where I'm going to start and finish. Okay, I'm going to move my hands because it keeps trying to grab my hands. Then I've slowed my machine down and I'm going to put my needle down and needle up. Now, as soon as I did that, see how much gap there is underneath there? I see there's too much gap, so I'm going to loosen it and let it drop a little, like just let it go down just that little bit. If you have too much of a gap between the fabric and the foot, you will get skipped stitches. Okay, it's fine your way. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky, no wind, it's just humidity. Yeah, it's interfering with a lot, isn't it? Yeah. So then needle down. Oops, Daisy, wrong one. Needle down again. And now I can see that there's no fabric jumping around underneath. I am going to turn it this way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm lining up that white line on there with my pink line that I've drawn. Okay, line up the lines, keep it on that little pin, trying to keep my hands out of the way, and I'm going to press start. And nothing happens quickly with ruler work. Now, instantly, as soon as I did that, I can see there's a little bit of a gap again, just in that position. I haven't changed or moved anything. I'm going to drop, oops, daisy, loosen it and drop the foot again. The reason why this is happening is because as you stitch, it pushes the fabric down. So until you sort of get running, you're going to have this, and then once you sort of get it set into a position where the fabric can't go down anymore, you don't have to adjust the foot. So keep the foot against the actual template. The gloves help with this because it helps you keep a grip on the fabric, and stop there. Then I'm going to move this template. It's going to pivot on that. And oops, the days. What am I doing? No, I can't do that. Yes, I can. I'm going to go back up to here. I should have stopped on that line there. See that line? Then I can pivot there. If I do it the other way, I can't pivot. Sorry, my bad. So up to here. I'm going to go back just there. I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to lift up the needle, lift up the foot, and I just need to take it off that for a minute. No, I can't do that. I've already sort of stuffed around. Sorry, my bad. I'm sort of mucking around here now. I should be just concentrating on what I'm doing. All right, let's go back. Oops, days. Let's go back up to that little line. All right. Let me just reiterate what I've done wrong and what you need to know. So I started in the center there. What I should have started was on that line on the other side, just over here. And you'll see why in a minute. If I start in the guts here like this with this pin in, I can't rotate it. So I'm just going to rotate it as far as it'll go, pivoting on that pin, and then start again, and I'll show you what I mean. And if I get back down here to that line, which is there, that line there, pivot again, and just keep going. Back around again, space, bit of jump. And then back to that line, and stop. Pivot, shush. Back up here. And around. And back to that finish point, that point here. Turn it. Let's turn my piece as well. And keep going. Go up around. Now, I've only got 1 or 2 fingers, you know, like on either side. There's one there and one here, one there. I don't have my whole hand pushing down. If you do that, you're going to create your own resistance. Oh, it's just telling me bobbin might be running out. And then you'll struggle to get the ruler and the machine to actually move, like the fabric to move underneath. So you do, when you put your hands down, then what you do is you release. So you put your hands down, and the first thing you'll do is hold like, you know, full-on monkey grip. You want to release, and then just it'll move nice and free underneath the foot. If you don't, you're just going to be pushing and shoving, and it's just going to cause so much strain and stress on your shoulders, it'll drive you crazy. Okay, you won't be able to do it more than 10 minutes. So I'm getting back to that line again. Pivot all the way around, all the way back around. And just to reiterate, the foot I'm using is actually a Westalee design foot, designed for the rulers, not just any old free motion foot. You need to have a higher foot, so that the actual side of the foot needs to be higher. They are available for high and low shank, and they're designed that they just run along. And see how my foot's not bouncing? There's no bounce. They're designed just to do that. They're not designed to bounce around like some of the ones like pogo sticks do. If they're bouncing, then they're going to come away from the edge of the ruler, which will mean that you will hit the ruler with your needle, smash your needle, throw your timing out, make an awful noise, probably break. Yeah, that's exactly right. Sorry, I was just reading Redo's comment. And you will break your ruler as well, and they're expensive. They're not a cheap little outlay, and you don't want to be cracking and breaking them. And trust me, ask me how I know. I'm only telling you what I've already done myself. I did it on a long arm even. So Redo says, I've used my rulers once and I think I was holding on too tight and fighting myself, as you said. Absolutely. If you've used your rulers and you've found it really hard, did you get them from me, Stella? So if you're finding it really hard to move them around, like move around the fabric, it'll be because you've got that full-on pushy down thing, yeah. Is that the thick ones? So I have a set that are for high shank and I cannot use them. Is that the thick ones? Yes, Stella. So did you get them from me, darling? Or did you get them at one of the shows? Are they open or unwrapped or unpacked or anything? Are they? Yeah, see, you can use a low shank ruler with a high shank machine, but you can't use, because you've got more room, but you cannot use a high shank ruler with a low shank machine. It's just a nightmare. Yeah, are they all completely new? No stickers on them or no scratches or anything like that? Because I might be able to swap them over for you, sweetheart. Normally when someone wants to buy rulers, I find out what their machine is so that I can actually match it up with the right shank. Because it's, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what shank everyone's machine is. And I'm going to finish that one off there. So I'm just going to finish it there. they're unpacked, and I tried to use once. It was too thick for the machine. They sent me the wrong ones, but by the time I checked them, a year had passed. They have not been used really, only tried once. I tried one, but they've got stickers on them. Like, have you put the little adhesives on them or anything? See, there you go. So if I kept going, you're going to end up with a full wreath just like that. Okay, and that's just by putting the pin in and moving it each time. So got the pin in here, start with the needle there, go around to here, rotate, around to there, rotate, around to there, and it just keeps going. Okay, so does that make sense? So start on that line, around to that line there, and rotate, around, rotate. One set was thin, and I took the sticky papers off and put them in the drawer. The thin ones are okay, yeah. This one is too thick. So what set is it, Stella? What kind of set? Is it a starter set, or is it feathers, or what is it? All right. So that's one. I'm going to put, now if you have a look, foot down. Hi Glennis, how you going? I'm going to put my needle down in that center dot that I've got there. See that dot there that I made earlier? Pop it down there, needle down, needle up, needle down. Okay. Then I'm going to, and this is what I wanted to do before, use that line on the template, top and bottom, line it up with my pink line here. I am going to overlap. That's okay because this is just a sample. And 2 fingers there. I'm going to have 2 on that side, just like that. So most of my hand is resting on my fabric. Tap and just start moving. And I'm going to go right back to where I first started. Right, all the way back around. Nothing with rulers is fast. Okay, just saying. Then I'm just rotating my fabric so you can see in that pink line there. I'm going to rotate, make sure it's back in there with the actual foot. Get that white line on my pink line, and then go right around again. Sorry, right around, all the way around again to there. Stop it. Keeps telling me the bobbin's going to run out. I'll wait until it does, and then I'll worry about it. Okay. All the way back to the start and stop. Then I'm just turning fabric so you can see. Turn this to the next pink line, just like that, and press start. All the way around. Next days, I just moved my ruler. That's what you don't want to do. Try and avoid moving your ruler. You can just keep it firmly in place. All right, stop there. Move the ruler, and I want it hooked in there and lined up with that center line right on that pink line I drew, and go into the next one. Yeah, so Stella, do you know the name of the set at all? Like what it's called? Now I'm going to turn the fabric so you can see what I'm doing. Turn this, and I know it's going to overlap. That's okay. Make sure that is hooked right in there. Line that white line up with my pink crosshair line. Press my start button and just go around. So this is your basics. This is how you start with your rulers. Start with the basics. Don't try and do something really complex when you first start. You'll only send yourself into conniptions. So this will actually, because I moved there before, it'll actually create like a little center, but that will go right around and create a nice little, like a, I don't know, like a clover or a flower. So that's using it one way. Then the next thing is, and I'll just get some more crosshairs on there. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to do them roughly. Bear with me. I'm just going to pull the fabric tight. Called Fizoda Template Starter Set. Oh, is it a Fizoda? Clamshell bonus half-inch small stem. Is that a Westalee one, love? Is it a Westalee brand? Fizoda. I've never heard of that. Oh, Fizoda. Okay. All right, there's my center one. I'll get my same ruler there. And I'm going to put my foot down first. Grab my thread out of there. Needle down. Sorry, fingers in the way. Needle down. Oops, I missed my spot. I wasn't looking. There it is. All right. Fizoda. I'll have to have a look at that. Don't know what it is. If it was Westalee, I'd be able to sell it. On the box, it says it's made in China. Oh, okay. It could be that, yeah, I know I have seen the Chinese brands at the show. And I think they're a copy, those Chinese ones. I think Westalee were really at one point trying to get rid of them, but it didn't work that way. Anyway. Don't know if I can help you on that one, Stella. I reckon go on Facebook and put them in Marketplace. Yeah, Julie, you can. Yeah, no worries, Stella. Maybe even, you're welcome to put them up on my website and or my Facebook one and just go, if there's anyone interested in these and I can't use them, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'll have to Julie, order that ruler in from the States. I think I've run out of stock, but it could take a few weeks or so because they're not quick. But yes, you can. All right, so now I've got my crosshairs drawn, and the next one I'm going to use these lines again. That center line there and there. I'm not worrying about that little dot there. Yeah, sure, Stella. And I'm lining that line up with the foot, the needle, and I'm lining it up with the pink line there. And if I turn this around, I want to make sure, see how it's off angle? I need it to be right there, right on that line. So, yeah, Marketplace. Yeah, Marketplace. Absolutely. I reckon you'll sell them on Marketplace. All right, so I'm going to start there. I'm going to go all the way around back to that point, and it's the same ruler. It's just going to create a different sort of looking flower type thing. So back up here, creates more of a point, and back down, right back to where we started, and stop. And then I move to the next pink line, which is this one here. Line up that side. Make sure that side is lined up. So there and there. And press the start button. And it doesn't matter if you go left or right or left. It makes no difference other than your hand getting in the way. And all the way back. This is quite pretty, this one. There. Then we do it again to the next line. There. Lining up that one. Making sure it is sitting at the back of that foot, right, the back here. And press the button and off she goes. All right, so all the way up to the point. Pause for that 2 split seconds, or not even that. All the way back to the start. and stop. Again, line up that line, make sure it hits the actual foot there, turn it sideways, line up that back one there. Now, this is great for quilt as you go because you can do a block at a time. You can have it quilted as well as applique and all that sort of jazz. And yeah, you don't even have to think hard. Now, you just look at my foot there. You can see there's a real gap. See how there's starting to get a real gap under there. I can even get my little scissors under there. See? That needs to go. Because it's stitching so heavily in one area, it needs to be dropped down. You watch the foot. So I'll just go up. Ready? All right, and it drops. See how it dropped? Might even just get a little bit more. And then tighten up. If I have too much of a space between the foot and the fabric, like I said earlier, it is going to skip stitches. So I'll just line that up again. That one on that line, that one on that line. Let's start. I'm going to go this way. And back at the start. Then move it again. Line up those lines. It's very important. If you want it to be balanced. That's, yeah. If you don't care whether it's even or not, then don't line them up. Just go for it. All right, and then back there. So what I find too is a lot of people buy these rulers. How many have bought these rulers at shows and seen them being used and gone, oh my God, that is amazing. I will do that. That is so easy. Anyone could do that. And then get home and have no idea on how to, or it takes them like, you know, a year or 3 months or whatever to use them. And by the time you get there, you've actually forgotten how to use them. So then you go to YouTube and you check out all the YouTube, and Leonie's such an amazing quilter with them that she makes it look super duper easy. And you think, yeah, that's super easy. So then you try again and you still struggle. That is normal because, you know, you've bought a product and it does take practice. Okay, like anything else. So there's that little fella. Okay, he's cute. See how cute he is? Look at the little flowery sort of thing in the center. Now, the other thing too is, you see those crosshairs, you can actually make more. You can go in between and then in between them again. And you can have that really pointy, like a real, you know, like a dahlia or something. You know, they just get really, really pointy. So then if you're wanting to, and because you've got your free motion foot on, you can then put your foot down, because this could be used for free motion quilting. That was the problem, and did not realize that I had 2 different thicknesses and started with thick ones and it would not work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm just using the foot as a guide, needle down. Okay. And I'm going to follow that around and give it a bit of an echo. So just bear with me. Stop it. At any moment, it could actually run out. I'll go up to that line, down to there, and then up to that line, just following that stitch right up to that line, and back down again, lining it up. Oopsie days, bit of a wobble, and then up again to there, and back down again, and then back up again. On. Anywho, shush. Back down again, and then over here. and down here, across here, and across here. Oh, by the way, I have ordered some free motion stencils, or not free motion stencils, they're rulers that you can do stippling with too. So, and they are from the same people who make the gloves. So I don't know how much they're going to be retail, I'm not too sure, but I'll be able to, I think I've only ordered about 10, so I'll let you know when they come in. There you go. So like all I did was echo it, and it just turned it in a little bit more fancy. And you can just keep going. You can make that as big as you want. You can then join them like that. I'll show you. And if you want to, you can use your ruler. And the ruler you could use, you can use this one, right? So you put your foot down, because you can build this up as much as you want. Let's get that thread out of there. And make sure it's in. And I'll put that down on that point. Right. And I'm going to sort of line up the center of that star, and I'm going to go to the top where that white line is. All right, you ready? So stop it. Go up to that white line, and I'm going to pause just there. Then I'm going to move it across. And the reason why I'm moving it across is because I have the width of that foot there. So I've got to allow my needle to get over here. And as I move, I will just tweak the ruler to make sure that it lands on that point. All right, so you'll see me moving the ruler a little bit as I go, just to get that to land on that point. And there's quite often a lot of tweaking with rulers as you go. So again, lining that up with the center of that point there, go up here to that little white line, pause, and just adjust it and go over to that one, making sure you hit the point of the star. It looks like a star now. And going around again, make your own little mandala. And I think I'm going to be right just going all the way around with this, just looking at that. And if not, I will just adjust as I go and give it a bit of a shove. And then again, I'm going to just do that one. Just move it down. It's going to make it smaller than the others, but it'll still work. It really did make it. And that one's going to be a little bit tricky. Stop. Actually going to, again, just move. See how I moved that ruler then? Just back to there. And we're going to do this one. So just a big thank you to you guys for joining me this week with the 4 days of shows and a couple of little sales here and there. We are going to have a sale after this. I'm going to give myself about 10 minutes or 15 minutes just to get a cuppa going and get myself organised, move some stuff around, and yeah, I will have a little bit of a sale. Then basically next week is pack and go to Shepparton and set up ready for the show. So that's what we'll be doing then. And then at the show, we will be sell, and I'll be doing classes. And then after, like, you know, we're going to be having lots of fun. So you guys will be joining us there. Then you can actually go and do the same thing. Actually, this one, we can do that. So let's see if we can get back on that line. same line. I'm going up to the center and I'm going to stop because guess what? I'm going to do these ones. So now I'm going to go, I'm lining up that center of that star. Look, and I want it to fall somewhere in the center of the next one. Then I can keep going around. Look, just needs to be a little bit higher. Stop it. So I'm just moving my ruler at the same time. I know it's not going to be completely even, but it's going to give me what I want, which is another little mound. So just keep moving, around and around we go. Okay, so you can see I'm starting to move around again, doing another row. Yeah, so it's going to be a massive week. I'm going to be absolutely stuffed. Then we've got probably a week of doing all the orders and everything. And then the week after that, I am going to probably take a couple of days off, just to let you know. So don't think I've dropped off the face of the earth. I'm probably, well, I am. All right. Okay, so you can see every little indiscretion of mine, and that is because I'm using a bright pink on a cream background. When you do your quilting, you will be using nice white on white, cream on cream, black on black, whatever it needs to be to keep it nice. And so you're not going to do what I'm doing here because that would be silly. Unless you're using variegated thread on black, hey? All right, so let's stop there. So I've done it again. Look, another row, and I've used the same rulers. The other option too is seeing if we can get this to work. And I've got a little gateway there. See that little key or jigsaw piece? If you open that up, just don't lose your bit of tape and don't lose your jigsaw piece. Then you can, or we can just look at this. And I might just change that to, sorry guys, put that hand in the way, to the other one. Where are you? There you go. That way I don't have to cut off my thread. Cool, hey? Oh, wrong way around. That needs to go. Oh no, that was the right way around. Put it in there. Put jigsaw in. There you go. So this is a bit wider, so I might actually be able to, do something a little bit different. Now, I'm trying to use that point up there, and I don't know whether it's going to work for me, but we're going to find out. Fingers crossed I have enough thread to actually get to where I want to go. And I'm just, if you notice, I'm just moving my ruler at the same time. Just one and this one. Hanging on to it. Oops, today's put the jump up to that point. Then over here, oops, today's wobble. And making sure as I come around that I actually come back to that little dip there. And the next one. And you guys, and the way to actually work this out for yourself would be, and this is just me going, just playing with 5, 6 different rulers and really only using three out of them. And you guys can do this too. You just have to sit there with a little bit of paper and just sort of draw it out, remembering that you will lose a 1/4 inch each time, like the seam. The actual design will be smaller because you've got your 1/4 inch difference between your needle and your ruler. So is anyone still online with me, or am I sitting here talking to myself? Oops, days, bit of a wobble. I'm going over here. Stop it. And you know how we did that library? You're still there? Stella, it's just you and me, babe. You know how we did the library with the free motion quilting? You can also create a library with your ruler work, all right? So that you know, you can actually make a note which rulers you used and how you did it, and create your own little library. So you've got a memory. You don't have to try to remember it. You've written it down so you can forget it. Do you know what I mean? Still here, going to have to go with rulers. You have inspired me to have a go. Good. Yes, 16 still online and 17 others. Nice. We're mesmerised. Oh, I hope so. I hope you're inspired to do some more. Like I say, you can see that you don't need to have. I mean, it's nice to have all these different things, but you can get so many different results from a couple of things. It's just imagination. It's just exploring it, you know, rather than just taking it on face value. Let's have a bit of a play. You know, I'm going to overlap with the one next to it. Yeah. Or maybe not. I might just come close. I might be able to work it. Oh, I reckon I can work it. I'm coming in a little bit. Oh, I miss it. And over there. Wait. And stop. And cut that off. All right. So from those three, don't mind, that's just a crease in the fabric. Those three rulers, which is pretty much what I used, I ended up getting pretty much a mandala. Let me just show you. There you go. You can see that there now. Can you see the mandala? Starting, getting there. No? That's nice and easy. There's one. So that's one ruler in there. Then I used another ruler with these, and then a third ruler there. And because I use crosshairs, they're all going to match up reasonably well with those lines. Yeah, so it looks pretty cool. I'm happy with that. I'd be happy with that. Wouldn't you be happy with that in the center of a block? Or you could even, just saying, you could even do that on a half like that and have it going along as a border. You know, it just halve it. So you'd start here and do that all the way around, and then you have that as the thing, and then you do that one, and then do that one, and run along and start again, and do it as a border. Now to paint it. Oh dear. So just to let you know that my little scrap piece, I know it's not gorgeous, beautiful, that you might not be able to use anywhere, but it's worthwhile keeping, I think, just as a sample piece, just so you know that I used the circles on quilts, which is spinning wheel 36, 5.5 on the outer. I used the Spinifex number 4, 3.5, okay, on the inner, and then I used, yeah, and half along the border. Yeah, exactly, Stella. And then I used this one here, which is a CC, which is clamshell, I think it is, 2H, and it is the 1.5 by 3 or the 0.5 by 1, but I used the bigger size. All right, and they all come in that one pack. They all come in that one pack, that one there. All right, just so you know, there's your clamshells. There's that one there I used. You see the points. There's the other one there. You see that? So they all come in that one kit. All right, ladies. Well, I hope you got something out of it. I mean, ruler work, I could show you 6 million different things with 1 or 2 or 3 rulers. Every time I do one, it'd be a different class each time. So this will end up in someone else's bag of goodies as a sample piece. And you can make notes of what they are if you've got your own rulers at home. The only thing is it does have that funny looking little border there. Price on the pack, sorry Claire, the pack is $72.50, but you will need the foot. And I think the foot is $42. All right, but whoever gets this, I hope you enjoy it. This little thing along here, that'll just be a sample piece that's using stencils, but rather than cut it up, I'll just send it as it is, and you can play on the rest of it if you want to. All right, so if you're interested in any of these items, please let me know. Feel free to PM me. I am only too happy to help out as much as I possibly can. Just remember, I am pretty much as of Wednesday going to be in Shepparton, pretty much. Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed yourself, and I will see you in around about 15 minutes, about 5:15, and we will do a live sale, and that will be it for me for the weekend. But I think you guys have got so many videos to watch on craftalive.com.au that you're going to be entertained the whole time I'm away. I need to make sure of the height of the shank. Yes. So when you put your foot down, make sure you got your finger there. If it's above your finger like that, so if I zoom that in, which way? That way. So you can see my finger. See the screw there? You just see it. I'll just see if I can move that across. There. Make sure that is above your finger. And if it is, even if it's touching, that is a high shank. If it's under, like below your finger, it's a low shank. If you still don't know, then you need to message me and I will find out for you. Okay? I just need to know your make and model of your machine. All right, ladies, see you in about 15 minutes or so, and we will do a lovely live sale. I will put a photo of this up on thing, and it will go into someone's goodie bag that has put orders in this week. And yeah, and we will talk very, very soon. Bye.